Hi everybody, this is Dr. Arris and I'm coming to you today from Michigan State University here in East Lansing, Michigan. And I just wanted to talk to you very briefly about bridging the gap between middle school and high school band. Prior to my appointments at the university level, I taught middle school band for 18 years in the public schools in North Carolina. And there were 4 very specific things I want to share with you that I did during that time to try to make sure that my middle school band students were not only prepared for high school band, but actually made it from the middle school band room to the high school band rooms of my colleagues in my district. The very first thing I wanted to do was make sure that my students had the executive skills and the musical technique to be able to integrate themselves into the high school band. So for example, things like appropriate posture, appropriate breathing techniques, appropriate instrument position, appropriate embouchure, the ability to recognize, count, and really break down and understand rhythmic figures, the ability to produce a characteristic tone quality in all the registers of the instrument, the ability to read key signatures and understand how those key signatures applied to the music that they were playing, or some of the things that were very, very important to me that I reinforced with them so that they could integrate themselves into essentially the grade 4 high school bands that were in our immediate area. A second thing was them understanding the high school structure and understanding what it meant to be a member of the high school ensemble, both the marching band, the concert band, the percussion ensemble, the jazz band, understanding all of those ensembles. And I fed into 2 high schools who were slightly different in their approach, but understanding how to fit into both of those groups and all of those groups within those school structures so that they could be successful members. And that was especially true with the marching band because it just was so different than their middle school experience. So we had things like 8th grade night where they would go over and sit in with the high school band and perform. Or we would have the high school bands come to our school, the middle school, and perform so that they could see them up close and personal and they could get an understanding of what went on in that setting. A third thing was them interacting with my high school colleagues. I would have them come down and conduct the band, come down and work with the students in individual settings just so they would have the opportunity to get to know them, or come to our middle school band booster meetings and meet the parents just so that they understood how that person functioned as a teacher and how that person was as a human being so they could connect to them and then feel comfortable transitioning again from my middle school band room to the high school band room across the way. Another thing that I always tried to remind the kids of, and I didn't say it to them, I would just demonstrate it. Whenever they were in the high school band, I always showed up at the high school. I would go to a football game, or I would pop into their rehearsals, or I'd come over and work with the band during assessment season, or I would guest appear on a concert if my colleagues asked me to. I just made sure that they understood that just because I was their middle school band director didn't mean that I was going to stop being a part of their musical lives and they would stop or be disconnected from their original experiences. And I think all 4 of those topics, the idea of executive skills being fully developed, technique being fully developed, understanding the high school band structure, understanding and getting to know the high school band director, and then continued support from you as the middle school band director are absolutely key to middle school band students signing up for high school band and transitioning to the high school setting and being successful as they do. Thanks so much for the opportunity to speak with you.